Selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to do we just hit 1 million orders stage, Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify's the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/audioboom, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/audioboom now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/audioboom.
Big feet don't like guns. These two guys come running back, threw their rifles into the corner of the kitchen, and they were running out the door saying, "We believe, we believe."
Tom Dongo. Hi, I'm Wendy. I happened to see the new Skinwalker Ranch spinoff, Beyond Skinwalker. It covers a lot of the hot spots, a lot of areas that have similar activity to Skinwalker Ranch. One of those places is the Bradshaw Ranch in Arizona, Sedona. We spoke with Tom Dongo, and it's in an archived interview, so I'm going to revisit that. What he's also done is update his book, Merging Dimensions. He wrote that with Linda Bradshaw as they explored the ranch and some of the paranormal stuff that was happening. They've got lots of pictures. So he's updated that, and it's available on Amazon or on the webpage lighttechnology.com. And that's where I found this review under Great Stories from Bradshaw Ranch. I enjoy this book and used to go vacation in Sedona every year to hike. On one yearly visit, my wife and I drove out in the dark on the long dirt road that led to a turnoff leading down to the entrance to the Bradshaw Ranch. My wife and I parked on the knoll at this quiet intersection, which overlooked popular canyons in the distance downslope. Because we were parked very close to the ranch, we believed we might witness some of the events Linda and Tom wrote about in this book. We asked silently that if anything were present, to show itself. Immediately, a red sphere, several feet in diameter, illuminated above us and stayed in place. My wife became scared of what was happening, and then the red light just turned off and disappeared. It was a memorable experience, and there's no explanation of what it was other than a large, brightly illuminated red orb. So that is one of the comments for Tom's book, Merging Dimensions. Worth reading, worth checking out, and now my interview with Tom Dongo. Okay, Tom, your books, you've got 7, and you have spent a lot of time in Sedona hiking in that whole area around the vortexes. Like I've been to Bell Rock, I've been to the Boynton Canyon Airport Vortex. This is an amazing place, and I'm so glad you've been taking notes because your books are really fascinating. Thank you for doing what you're doing and writing and documenting this.
Yeah, well, thank you too. Yeah, I guess I can certainly be considered the world expert on Sedona. I've been chasing this stuff. Yeah, I've been in the field chasing this stuff for 31. I've been in the area 33 years. I was in Sedona 31, and about 20 of those years I was extremely active. You know, I go after them on their turf. I don't do any armchair stuff. So I've been I've been in some pretty interesting places. I wrote 2 books on the Bradshaw Ranch, Mysterious Sedona and Merging Dimensions with Linda Bradshaw. It's certainly one of the most paranormal places on the planet. And you know, the interesting thing right now is the University of Northern Arizona has leased it from the Forest Service, and they're going to be doing botanical research on native Arizona plants, and they're going to build a dormitory. They're going to bulldoze the ranch houses. The ranch houses have been abandoned now for about a year, so it's all grown up. You know, people have smashed the windows in and kicked the doors in and whatnot. So they're going to bulldoze all of that. So the university is going to build a dormitory where the ranch houses were. So it's going to be really interesting because the supernatural activity has been ongoing there for at least 40 or 50 years. Bob Bradshaw has been there since 1949. He died a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be really, particularly the Bigfoot activity around the Bradshaw Ranch. I don't go out there anymore. I've been there 500 times, probably 1,000 times. So I'm hearing the reports. I'm kind of the center of a network. People call me if they see something or they get some film. So it's kind of nice. But it's Bigfoot activity lately has been phenomenal at the Bradshaw Ranch.
In the book, you've got a picture where Big Girl, I believe, is the one that is photographed, is the picture of her laying on the ground to give you kind of a view of basically the size and shape of the body, and that's also amazing.
Well, of all the incredible things that went on at the Bradshaw Ranch, I really, when Linda started talking about Big Girl, it's a white Bigfoot. I really had trouble with that. I was going, okay, Linda, sure. But Linda used to leave food out for the Big Girl, the Bigfoot, and she put it in a place where nothing else could reach it, nothing could climb to get it. It would have to be something really tall that could reach up and get it and eat it. She'd leave grapes and various things that she thought a Bigfoot might like. And in the morning, there would be sticks on the ground. I found out that this is actually very typical of Bigfoot. They'll leave sticks on the ground. If somebody left them something or food, or they took something, they would leave the sticks on the ground in a configuration. I guess it's just something Bigfoot do. But at any rate, the Bradshaws had an old western town where there were about 30 full-length feature movies filmed there. John Wayne, Elvis Presley, that is quite a group. But so we were there one day on the old western town, and there's only one way you can get to it. And we were walking out of the town, and I heard there was something hit the side of a building with probably a 2x4 or something else. Big, bang, 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 and Bigfoot does that. So after that, I was a believer. I said, "Okay, Linda." And some of the ranch hands went deer hunting one day. And the ranch hands were real skeptical about this stuff. I mean, typical redneck skeptical kind of stuff.
I want to tell you, I've been to Mena, Arkansas, and the Board Camp Crystal Mine, and I was just going for crystals. When I got there, then they said, "Oh, by the way, here, take a tour. Here's the nursery. Here's where they had Bigfoot activity." And they showed me this huge log up in a tree, about 20 feet up in the tree, and the log's about 3 feet in diameter, huge, and it happened overnight. So when those things happen, and then the sounds that they describe, and also leaving food and leaving little toys out, trinkets out to see if they will make an exchange, which they do. Being around that activity, it's like it's an entirely different reality, and that's what you guys reading this and finding out the background. Once you're there and you have the experience, it's like that's all it takes. So when these guys, you were talking about the ranch hands who are really skeptical, what happened?
Yeah, I knew most of those guys, and they were even when it was going on, they still wouldn't believe it. But at any rate, they went deer hunting on the ranch one day. It was 2 or 3 guys. Linda said that they weren't gone 10 minutes, and she heard this blood-curdling scream out on the ranch. It's a 90-acre ranch, and Big Feet don't like guns. These 2 guys come running back, threw their rifles into the corner of the kitchen. And they were running out the door saying, "We believe, we believe." So,
what did they say? What they encountered?
Yeah, it had to have been Big Girl. The only Bigfoot that was on the ranch was the white one, Big Girl. You were talking earlier about the imprint that I think it was 8 feet tall. It laid in the dust. And Bob Bradshaw, been a rancher all of his life, and he came out and he said that's not a cow, that's not a horse. Mm-hmm. So she did. The Bigfoot did kind of like a snow angel, laid in the dust, and you see the head, the legs, and moved her hands back and forth, her arms back and forth. It was about 8 feet tall. It's a perfect impression, and so that really solidified my belief in what Linda was talking about at that point. I didn't doubt it at all from then. And again, lately, the Bigfoot activity out there has been phenomenal. the stories I've been hearing. So I don't know what's up, but it's ongoing again.
What's kicked it up? Yeah. And that's what's so fantastic about this. It's not just the Bigfoot activity, it's the paranormal stuff that goes along with this and the lights.
Those orbs used to follow Linda. Most of the ones I really don't know the difference between them, but there's probably six different kinds, and they can materialize. They can light up.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent. I was on the ranch for 4 years with Linda, probably 4 nights a week, and we had a chance to study these things firsthand, and they seem to have an intelligence about the level of a dog, but they're alive. Whatever they are, they're living beings. Boy, have I taken some flack over that about, they're just dust. I've had to deal with that so many times. But at any rate, Linda, this is back when the only night vision camera was a Betacam camera, $100,000 camera. We tried to get the studios in California to loan us one.
Mm-hmm.
And the crews would go back there talking about what they saw and with film footage, and we still couldn't get a Betacam. We told them, we'll give you exclusive rights and loan us a cameraman if you don't trust us with a camera for a week, and you can have exclusive rights. But so anyway, they Linda, we finally got a camera that would film at night pretty good. It was affordable, a video camera.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda, one night, she was walking forward. She put the camera over her shoulder, pointed back, and there was an orb right behind her, following her through the trees.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so these, I'll tell you, there's four or five pages of this type of ribbon effect that's, as you're looking at it and seeing it in real time versus taking a photo of it, sometimes you can't even get the photo of it. And I understand that just randomly taking a picture, not letting them know that you're intending to do that. And as I read in the book, it's like she had to quit playing, I Spy and trying to trick them and just let it happen.
One thing we learned is they could manipulate time. Something, if we did fast, to them was very, very slow. So they could position themselves. Because we got, I don't know how many, we never got a full face shot of any of these beings, creatures, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But so they had the ability to do that, and we learned early on what we would do is, for people that don't know, we would walk around and take with 35 millimeter, just take flash pictures, and then develop the film the next day and see what was on them. The camera can see far more than the human eye can see. That's been proven. About 80% more than the human eye can see. So we would do that. And one thing we learned was the cameras had a red light on them when they were ready to fire. Yeah. So we'd put a thumb over the red light, and we found out we could take them by surprise.
Quit telegraphing.
Yeah, they were watching the red light. So we'd turn around real quick or whatever and take a flash picture, and we were actually able to catch a few of them by surprise.
That's what's fantastic. There is a picture or a couple in here where you've got an image that actually shows the torso, the lower torso of somebody standing there. And was there ever any more than that you aren't included in the book? Because I know you've been doing this for years.
Well, we got a bunch of those. And I just had a long deal with Ancient Aliens. They were going to film out on the Bradshaw Ranch, but it fell through at the last minute. But one of the things they wanted to recreate was one night, and this sort of thing happened with us a lot. It was Linda and I and a woman friend were there. The Bradshaws had 7 dogs. If a dog wandered onto the ranch, they just keep it. So the dogs stayed outside, and they would bury themselves in the sand. It was like beach sand there in the winter to be warm, and in the summer to be cool. So one night, all the dogs jumped up and charged off in a direction simultaneously. All 7 dogs jumped up and ran. This happened quite a few times. So we had these really powerful spotlights. We shined the lights where the dogs were going. And this proves it wasn't our imagination, because the dogs charged this thing.
Right.
So
there
had been a humanoid creature watching us probably for hours. But at any rate, it was brown. Everything was brown. The head, clothes, everything it had on. It was it ran away from us and I know exactly where it just blinked out. It was running and it just blinked out, and the dogs caught up to it. And it was if it wasn't human, it was humanoid, and it didn't touch the ground because there were only dog tracks out there in that area the next day, and the ground was powder soft. So Linda and I experimented. We knew where the being disappeared. We tried sticking our arms through it, and I'd say, Linda, can you see my arm? So we fooled around, tried to walk through it. We actually tried to walk through it, but
Wow.
nothing happened. So.
Okay, that's brave. That's
yeah,
brave.
Well, at the time, yeah.
Well, because I'm thinking, I talked to Artie Six Killer Clark, and she was talking about a guy that she met who knew where the other dimensions were and other, a portal. And you don't necessarily know that you're going to come out. You just know you can go in. And so I guess she was saying she wasn't ready to go through one yet. I agree, because unless I know where it's going to end up. I also wanted to bring back that story that I talked about at the opening of the show. This is a firefighter. Mount Hood is where he says it happened in 2017. And what he described was that when all the lights were out, end of day, and they were trying to catch a little bit of an hour's worth of sleep or something, there was something that ran through the camp, a black figure racing around the camp like a person, but it wasn't human. So it was humanoid. And then they saw this like a very big buff human come up from the middle of the ground where they thought it was totally empty and run through. And they're like, what the heck is happening? But
it was a human.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. And they don't know where it came from or how. And so he said there were a lot of things happening there, and there was a buddy system. You always went with somebody else. And to this day, he doesn't have an explanation, but says, and he names a lot of other places. I just thought, there's more going on here in various places. Mount Shasta, they report a lot of stuff. There's a ranch in Colorado that has some amazing stuff, and Skinwalker Ranch. This brings me to what I'm going to ask you. They are building a dormitory room right there at the Bradshaw Ranch, and you posted pictures on your Facebook page about how the whole place is really, gone downhill, so they're going to destroy it. This is a place that was a movie lot for years. Really cool looking place. And there's so much paranormal activity. When they put this dormitory, I'm wondering if this is going to be like a human lab. They're going to experiment with the people who show up to live or stay at the Bradshaw Ranch dormitory. What do you think?
Well, yeah, knowing our government, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And a bunch of people have said that. Why are they built? The Bradshaw Ranch is so famous for supernatural and paranormal stuff. Mm-hmm. Why are they building a damn big dormitory right there? It just doesn't seem sensible. So we're wondering what the ulterior motive, the hidden agendas that the government might have.
Well, the other thing was about Enchantment Resort, because when they were building that in the Boynton Canyon, this is a vortex. This is a sacred area to the Native Americans, and this is a place that they were, okay, we're going to put a resort there. And there was I think the first 2 or 3 companies that tried to go in there went defunct. They couldn't do it. They finally came up with one, and that's a very unusual place to, put all this commercialism and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that it comes back to, is there something going else behind the scenes with that one?
The Enchantment Resort. I was actually a lot of times I can't track these things down to the first person, but I did with that one. It's very hard to. By the time you hear the story, it's the fourth person. So you really have to take it with a grain of salt. But this I actually found some workmen that were there. I believe it went bankrupt 3 times, but brand new buildings and a brand new bulldozer broke down. The floors would crack, the walls would crack, and what caused that was the Indians. Where the tennis court is in Enchantment, it was an Indian burial ground for the Sonawa Indians.
Yeah,
and they bulldozed the burial ground and piled the bones up and told the Indians to come and get them. Oh. And the Indians basically told them where to stick it. And so after that, the floors cracked, cement floors cracked, walls cracked. Very expensive, brand new, like bulldozers wouldn't run. They were useless. They couldn't do anything with them. So yeah, you don't fool with the unknown. Yeah.
With the guardians of the space.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And and so exactly. Yeah.
In my own experiences, it's a very active, and if you are intuitive or in any way, shape, or form sensitive, you're going to have experiences in the Sedona area. And it's absolutely amazing because it shifts your view of reality when you actually firsthand encounter some of these things. That's why I love the fact that you've been there for as long as you had, 3 decades of experiencing all sorts of things. When you're talking about dimension shifting, I had another woman Jocelyn Buckner, who gave tours there. And she said at one point she was out there and she walked across a ridge and the 2 people she was with couldn't see her, couldn't hear her. They had no idea where she was and they thought she had left. And she says, I was trying to get your attention. I've been here all along. And until she retraced her steps and walked back across this little crevasse or whatever it was that she had stepped through, they thought, oh, you came back. And I never left.
I know exactly where she's talking about. She never told me that. Jocelyn never told me that story. But I was out there with the Animal Planet and Discovery Channel. They were doing some filming, and one of their crew members walked up on that ridge, and he said he basically said he walked into another world. Mm-hmm. He could hear things so he came back, and they said, "Where the hell have you been?" So I was only gone a few minutes. You were gone an hour.
Oh.
So strange things happen out there, and if you don't, the thing that Linda and I learned was, if you don't fear them, everything's all right. It's fear that they don't really feed on it, but these unseen beings do not like human fear. We learned that early on.
Tom Dongo. This is an archived interview. He updated his book, Merging Dimensions. He has several other books. You can check that out on his website, tomdongo.com. A quick break. Wendy's Coffee House.
Selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify's the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/audioboom, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/audioboom now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/audioboom.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm revisiting an episode with Tom Dongo. Now, Tom Dongo is a longtime area resident of Sedona, Arizona. He was with Linda Bradshaw documenting a lot of the activities, the paranormal things, the supernatural stuff that was going on at the Bradshaw Ranch. And he's included now Beyond Skinwalker, that version that they've done a spin-off of Skinwalker Ranch. Beyond Skinwalker, there are a couple of episodes where he's talking about the ranch. And the thing is, he's updated the book since I spoke with him last, Merging Dimensions. He's included new pictures, a little more backstory. And so it's worth checking out because this is one of the most amazing places where all of this activity is happening and very similar to what's happening with Skinwalker Ranch. Continuing with Tom Dongo. Both Linda and Bob are deceased, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, the Bradshaws. Did she have any idea about this activity before they moved in?
She did, and Bob, he was a great guy, but basically he was a redneck rancher, and he saw enough. He saw what Linda and I. He would not come out. He'd stay in the house and watch TV. Linda would try to get him to come out, and he would not come out.
He's like, yeah, not the show he wanted to watch.
Yeah. But he was on national TV talking about a UFO that came down over the hill and landed on the ranch. And they've got him on film talking about that. So he knew, he was convinced.
Right. He just didn't need the daily dose of, okay, let's give you a new view here. Okay. He was like, yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. Yeah.
So with this though, she was much more inquisitive and curious. And you, my gosh, something, the people in Mena, Arkansas, they were getting rocks thrown at them and saying, what the heck? And at one point they threw one of those wooden, what's it? The wooden barrier type thing. I'm trying, sawhorse. A sawhorse came through the woods and probably 15, 20 feet toward them. And I said, okay, what happened then? Well, that next night, this whole piece of the mountain blew up and the crystals were exposed. So something there was percolating, and all they were trying to do was get them to get out of the area, not trying to hurt them, but trying to give them a warning. And so sometimes I think we misinterpret things when we're right. afraid. And this was about a warning, not I'm trying to hurt you. So I think with her, she was telegraphing that, especially putting the food out and trying to figure out what Big Girl might like. It's amazing that she was able to sense that and to give herself permission to just explore.
Yeah, well, when Linda was a wonderful, gentle partner for us doing that stuff out there, and we knew that it was going to end because these things usually do. So we had a pact one night. For one thing, we stopped fearing these things. But at any rate, one night we had a pact that if they kill us, and we were serious, we were going to push it right to the limit and find out what we could with what equipment we had, and we did from that point on. And there was probably 1,000 times that I could have been hurt or killed, and was never harmed in any way by these things out there. Coming through portals or the creatures that were on the Bradshaw Ranch. They never hurt us in any way.
See, that's, I think your intention showed. I do believe that they're telepathic, that these entities that we deal with in many different forms, they're telepathic and they know our energy before we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've probably seen 200 or 300 UFOs now. And extraterrestrials, when you're looking for them, they read your mind. We proved that a number of times. They're reading your mind all the time you're out there in the desert or wherever you are doing, looking for UFOs. Actually, the Travel Channel did a reenactment of one of the experiences I had with a 50-foot UFO that met me on the road. And they had been the UFO, the extraterrestrials, had been reading my mind the whole distance. It was about 3 miles. So they can definitely hear your thoughts.
Did you call them in?
Oh, boy, that's a good question. I don't think you can. I guess Dr. Stephen Greer has had some success with that, but we've never been able to. We've tried many, many ways. They show up when they want to.
That was my thought. It's on their terms.
Yeah, totally.
What do you suggest for people who are curious about this?
Well, for one thing, be without fear. The fear, none of them that you deal with, they don't like human fear. And like I say, I could have been hurt or killed thousands of times, and I never was hurt in any way. And I've been in situations that would terrify a normal person, but I just kept going.
Just name one. Name one that you thought that you were in danger or could have been in danger. What did you do? What were you doing?
So many things on the Bradshaw Ranch. One is a long story. It would take me 10 minutes to explain it, but I've been on national TV 2 or 3 times talking about it. Well, there was a creature, and we don't know what it was. It was on the ranch, and it roared like an African lion. Mm-hmm. And Linda and I actually went down to try to find this thing. And the horses, if you ever heard a horse scream,
yes,
the horses at the lower corral and the upper corral were screaming.
Oh, danger!
Because of that creature.
Yeah, danger.
And And Linda and I went looking for it. And one of our spotlights went dead, so we came back, but we were going to go try to find it and look at it, see what it was. But It left tracks. That indicated a creature of about 1,000 pounds.
Whoa. Wow. Like a prehistoric thing.
Yeah, it left round tracks, 72 inches apart. Its stride was 72 inches.
Oh, massive.
I'm 6'2", and mine is 27 inches.
So would that be like a portal opened and it came in and then went back out, or just a dimension?
Yeah, no,
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was a mystery. That was a mystery we never could get a rational answer to. You know, we were as baffled as anybody would be, because there was just no easy answers to any of that stuff. But it was there.
Okay, and you're saying it's still there?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the
I think
activity.
so.
Okay, so here comes the dormitory.
Yeah, right. So you're right. So the dormitory. I don't know. Maybe they station them out there as guinea pigs to see.
I'm guessing that's because I think that's how they felt at the Skinwalker Ranch. That they got a lot of information. It wasn't exactly where they wanted to go, but with this, you have a science lab, and if you have people coming in and out, then you're going to get different kinds of experiences with different personalities. People who are frightened out of their gourd, people who are pessimists, and people who are gullible, going, it's all real. And then you have the entire spectrum, and then the scientists who say none of this is real.
Well, they'd probably put stick disbelievers out there. That would be a great experiment.
Oh man, okay, yeah. I don't know for who, but that's almost like giving them dinner.
yeah, right.
Okay, Tom, I want to.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I want to focus. Your books are out there. Are you doing any appearances now at all, or is it mostly just working with the books? Are you doing any tours?
No, the last one I did there's nothing scheduled. All of my books are on Amazon. That's the only way you can get them.
Okay, and that's perfect. Emerging Dimensions, I would recommend, the opening of the portals of Sedona gives people kind of an all-around general. And then I picked up The Quest. I just thought, okay, let's start with something that talks about the vortexes. Any one that you have a special affinity for? I mean, there's Boynton Canyon, Airport Vortex, Bell Rock. What would you suggest for a beginner?
Well, yeah, The Quest is my favorite book, but it's out of print now. It's only available on Kindle and ebook.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I got one, and I don't know how I got it, but it. Let me see if it. They must have. It says with thanks, Tom Dongo, so it's actually signed.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a mystery.
Right,
It's a mystery, and I'm happy. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Hang on to that one, because they're out of print. There's only 10 of them left.
Beyond Skinwalker, now featured on the History Channel, Sedona is a magical place. Native Americans considered it sacred, and my own experiences were extraordinary. It was easier to make connections there. And there was a ghost in the casita where I was staying. Again, the new show, Beyond Skinwalker, stream it online. Links are in the description for the show. Thanks for listening.
Selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify's the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/audioboom, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/audioboom now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/audioboom.